Hey, Games for Life here, and in today's episode I'm gonna show you how to get infinite bytes. Yeah, you heard that right, you no longer have to go around searching for research items. Now you can just build a simple farm and get infinite bytes. There's just one catch to it, and I'll show it to you guys in a minute. But first, let me show you how hard it is in general to get research items. So you've got to start exploring, you leave the base, you go around looking for stuff, and then you finally come across an interesting plant like this one, and you get one research item. Wow, that's great, awesome. You dig underneath it, that's not another one. So all you get is one research item. Now you carry this back to base and you keep losing it on the way to the base, because I don't know why, that happens to me all the time. And then you get back with it. So you've got to the base. Now you need to find your research chamber, which you forgot where you put, obviously. Or is that just me? Okay, so you found your research chamber. Now you put this into the research chamber. Now you turn it on. And look at that, it's gonna take 14 minutes. This is great. Okay, so obviously this is not efficient. That's why we need to build this infinite byte farm, and I'm gonna show you exactly how to do it. So first of all, you need to start with a scrap farm. You do remember this, right? I've had previous videos where I've built scrap farms. This iteration right here is one of the best, in my opinion at least. It has great functionality, and I'm gonna turn it on in just a second now. But yeah, you put soil into here. This soil centrifuge creates resin all the time. It's set on repeat. The resin gets fed into this small printer, which creates small canisters. The small canisters are put right onto this storage, and then the auto arm grabs them, feeds them into the extra large shredder. Now you can build this to smaller scale. For example, you could only have a large shredder, something like that. But this way it's more efficient. That's why I went with the extra large shredder. Now the extra large shredder, as you know, turns things into scrap, and then the scrap gets stored over on this side. So that's the scrap farm. Now we need to build a bytes farm, right? So let me show you one cool thing. Let's stop this, because it takes so much time. I'll throw this around somewhere. And take a look at this. So I put the scrap on there, and I'm gonna turn it on. Now this grants us a couple bytes. Not too good, not too bad. The thing is, it doesn't take as much, and we can feed tons of scrap into it. Imagine how easy it is to get one scrap as opposed to getting one research item. Now double that. So double the scrap, triple it, quadruple it. Whatever comes after that. Make it 5 times. So you can already see how building a bytes farm will help us unlock all the items in Astroneer in no time and with close to no effort. So now I'll turn the scrap farm into a byte farm using these resources right here. I've prepared everything in advance. So let's go ahead and do that. We've got some auto arms set up over here, might have noticed them, and each of them has a scrap in their selector slot, so they don't pick up anything else. Now let's get some of these platforms here, just like that. I'll position these a little bit better, like that. Yeah, so they're in the blue area. Remember, auto arms take from green and put into blue. I think I've said this in my videos like 20 times already, but it's good to know. Now let's unpack some research chambers as well. There we go. And let's turn them around. Oops, I'm gonna run out of oxygen. Okay, now let's connect everything to power. Like that. Over on that side, these two. Oops. Right, and now every research chamber needs power as well. So we'll connect each one to their respective auto arm. Okay, now we've got power to the whole thing. And this actually looks pretty nice. Not too complicated. Looks clean. I like it. Alright, so before we turn on the scrap farm, we have to do one more thing. And that's filling these with some resource. Something cheap like resin or compound. So the auto arms don't throw scrap into this as well. Actually, now that I think of it, I could have just used smaller platforms. But maybe, just maybe, we need those spots in the future. So better safe than sorry, right? Okay, so I decided to go with small canisters to put in these slots, and then once the scrap gets backed up, because I hope it will, we should be producing more scrap than we are using. So we'll have an extra of scrap, then we can just take out one of these at a time, so we get some extra scrap on the sides, which the research chamber will automatically take after it finishes. And then if we get even more scrap on top of that, then we'll have a medium canister to hold all that scrap, so we can later use it for the trade platform or for other applications. We've got all the small canisters in place. Let's get this out of here, so the auto arms can grab it. Let me see, it's green on each side. Alright. So now we can add soil to this, and it's gonna start automatically once I put this into here. So there we go, I'll turn this auto arm on as well, and we're gonna start getting scrap. Now let's turn these auto arms on too. And the last thing we need to do is turn the research chambers on as well. And the second one. And the third one, there we go. So let's see, this auto arm grabbed it first, so this research chamber now has a scrap, and you can see we'll get almost 300 bytes out of this one. Now this other auto arm got the scrap, so this research chamber is doing its thing. And let's see which auto arm gets the scrap this time. Okay, so this auto arm in the middle got the scrap a second time, but because the research chamber is full, it cannot place it, so it's just gonna hold it up. This is good because this means it won't be able to take the next scrap. So now the third one took the scrap, and this research chamber is on as well. So now all three of these are going. The next scrap that comes in will be picked up by the other auto arms, just like this one, and they'll just hold it up until the research chamber finishes doing its thing. Then they'll place it and everything starts from the beginning. And that's how we'll get tons of bytes. Now in the beginning I said there's a little catch to it, and you might have already noticed that we need soil in order to do this. So you will have to put soil from time to time. If you don't want to put one canister at a time, you can replace this platform with a big one, like this for example, and have tons of these canisters around. So all you have to do is put them there once, and it's gonna go for a long time. You might want to do this if you're prepared to go to another planet and build a base, and on the planet you leave behind you want to get tons and tons of soil, so you'll have tons of bytes there. So by the time you finish building the base on the other planet, you've already got tons of bytes. Know what I mean? Without having to go back and refill the soil on the other planet. I don't know if that makes sense, but I hope it does. Okay, so our scrap is already getting backed up. You can see all the auto arms are full, the research chambers are still going, and we've got some scrap over on this side, which means we can start slowly removing these canisters. Alright, so this is the farm. We're gonna get tons of bytes. Let me see how many bytes we have right now. So you can see them going up, and these are actually the only research chambers active in this save right now. So all of this activity is just from these three. So you can see how easy it is to make your bytes go up. Just like that, really simple. So all you have to do is build one of these bytes farms using a scrap farm. I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. This is all for today. Make sure to like and subscribe, it really helps me a lot. I've been Games for Life, and I'll see you next time. Cheers, Astroneers!